I want to take this to farms and just see the couch.
Yeah. Before y'all get started.
Well, I can set one down here.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one? Oh, you had the same idea I did?
Yo. Oh, they get massive.
They're huge.
Yeah. Bro.
Look, and we big dudes.
D-line, yeah. No, D-line, O-line.
Opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
So,
Go ahead, say your name, introduce yourself, and tell me what you do. Yeah.
My name's Andrew Blewett. Yes.
I'm Christian Blewett, his little brother. I do contracting work full time. He's a school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Where we at right now?
We're in the parking lot of Bell Furniture in Beaumont, Texas.
Selling some watermelons, if you can see them here at the bottom.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, why are y'all out here? You both got jobs. Why are y'all out here selling watermelon?
Man, it's a family tradition that we decided, and when we were in college, we wanted to continue. And our grandfather started selling melons, Sugartown melons, in like the early 2000s in Beaumont. And like you said, we've got jobs and different things and commitments, but man, we're in this to make a little money, but we also, mingling and talking to people and different things. We're surely not getting rich off of selling melons. But we enjoy it. We enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
What about, can you just tell me a little bit more about that tradition, how it started?
Well, like we said, our grandfather used to sell, and we would actually help him. He would sell out of his driveway. Actually, he would go in the mornings, pick up a load of melons, come back, and then start selling out of his driveway, out of a van, actually. And over the years, when we were younger, we would help him a lot. And he actually passed away like in 2012. And a few years passed. We were younger when he died, but a few years passed, and we got a little older, about college age. I think I was a sophomore in college.
I think it was 18 when we started.
Was it 2018?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was a senior in college 2018. But anyway, we just kind of had the idea to sell melons one summer. And we were like, well, let's pick up the tradition of selling like our grandfather did. So we decided, we got our trailer. It wasn't nothing like it is now, but we got our trailer, went out to Louisiana. We didn't even know where to go.
No,
it's super secretive.
It's funny because man, our dad is a hard-working businessman, and our trailer didn't have any lights, any tags, or anything like that. And, man, we were just set on going.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, man, I'll let y'all go if y'all redeck the trailer. And, man, I think the next day we went and bought the boards and the lights, and we redecked. We had a little 12-foot single-axle trailer, redecked it, rewired it. And the very first time we went out there, like Andrew was saying, we went out there with a friend because we weren't really good at driving trailers yet. So one of my dad's friends took us out there, and man, we just went out there really
pretty much on an informational trip.
Yeah,
like we were trying to figure out where to go. We had no idea where to go.
Nobody helped us, and we actually, I keep cutting you off, but one of my grandfather's old friends, we were supposed to sit down with him at a breakfast at Waffle House, but he would not tell us where to go.
Yes,
I mean,
is that serious?
Yeah.
And so what happened was we went out to Louisiana, and we knew the city, we knew the town, Sugartown. So Sugartown's where we get our melons from. And so we knew what the town was, but we did not have any contact with farmers out there. So what we did was we drove to Sugartown, we got into the city, and we found a produce stand out there. And when we got there, they weren't even open.
We went early in the morning, man.
We went early in the morning. They weren't open.
So we're sitting there, man. It was really by the grace of God, but we went and we knocked on somebody's door. And we knocked on the door, and we were like, sir, man, we just drove all this way from Beaumont, Texas. And we're looking for...
Wait. You drove out there.
Mm-hmm.
No one was there.
Nobody was there.
And you knocked on someone's door.
Yeah, complete stranger.
A complete stranger. And we
Like, wait, but like, whose door? Where was this door at? Was it next?
It was a house next to the stand.
Yeah.
So it was a house that was like pretty much right behind the stand.
Yeah.
So we drove up to his driveway. We knocked on his door, and we said, "Sir, we're out here. We're looking for melons. We don't know where to go. We were actually looking for a guy named Jason.
Yeah. Somebody gave us a name.
Somebody gave us a name, and he gave us the city. So we knew where to go. We knew who to look for. We just didn't know who he was. So we asked, we're looking for Jason. And he was like, "Oh, well, Jason's not here today. He normally sells right there at that stand.
They're not pulling today.
But they're not pulling today." So we said, "Well, man, is there anybody you can tell us that sells sells Sugartown watermelon?" So what he did was he gave us a name. He gave us a phone number to call. So we called that number. The guy told us where he was. Now when you go out to these little podunk cities, it's not a simple direction they give you. Like they could give you an address, but this address, a lot of times they're family names. So the street's actually named after the person who lives on that street. So, the guys, we're on the phone with him, and he's like, "Oh, well, if you go up this hill, when you get to the top of the hill, you'll see this church sign. When you get to the church sign, you make a left. When you make the left, you go down 2 more hills, and then you'll see us out in the field to the left." And that's the kind of directions you get. Yeah. So it took us a while to even find where they were picking these watermelon. And when we got out there, we got in a line.
Oh, it was a line of probably 20 people.
Yeah, and we had to wait. We waited all day.
We didn't get our first trip. Man, we didn't get loaded up probably until 8 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
But, man,
we were out there in the morning.
Oh, man, we were out there. Mm-hmm. We probably left Beaumont at 4 o'clock in the morning and stayed till 8 o'clock that night, but we were determined. But after that trip, man, we learned that, man, we're not going to be last again. So, man, now this is year 5 for us doing it on our own. Mm-hmm. But we've learned that when we make that trip, man, we got to be up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And we got to be on the road by 2 because we don't want to be number 10 in line, number 20 in line, because you're not going to get loaded up till that night.
Yeah.
And so we try to get there early, man. Even if we got to sleep in our truck, we'll get there, sleep in our truck. And a lot of times we still get like 3rd in line. Mm. But the goal is to get there to where you can get back that same day.
And sell, yeah.
And that's how we started, and worked out the kinks. It's still working out kinks, man. But we enjoy it.
And this is still part-time.
Part-time.
Oh, it's only a summertime gig.
Yeah.
So the melon season, when you're dealing with these wholesale, now these are melons that they don't have any chemicals involved, no preservatives, so they're all natural, organic, whatever you want to call them. So there's only a limited amount of time that these farmers actually have this breed of melon. So they grow these in their farms. It's actually a hybrid melon that was developed in that area of Louisiana. So they only have a solid 6 weeks that they're actually picking these watermelon and selling them wholesale for people to come and buy. So it's a very small window in the summertime.
And man, now we've got to where, and I may be moving along, but man, we've got, our first trip, I think we got 100 melon.
Mm-hmm.
And then our max, then our second trip, we got like 130. And we got 150, but it was a single axle trailer, so we got like 180 on one trip, and we were pushing it, man. I remember our trailer, the tires were like bowing out like that, and man, we really pushed it. Mm-hmm. But now, man, I feel like we've built a brand, even though other people have started it before us, and we wouldn't have this brand without the farmers for sure. And they have their own stands that they sell out of and different things. But, we started that same year, our first year, we started the Facebook page. Mm-hmm. We thought, man, how can we get this melon to other people, without them ever tasting it, but with the story or whatever. So we started a Facebook page, and I think our first year, man, we ended up having like 80 followers and second year, we got up to like 300. Now, man, we've got close to probably 3,000 followers on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And, but we've learned, because he has a business degree, and we learn with marketing and everything. Everything's about branding and getting your name out there.
And we didn't even mention our name. We're actually we call ourselves Billy's Boys Sugartown Watermelon. And the name Billy's Boys came from, that's our grandfather's name. Our grandfather's name was Billy.
Yeah.
So we're his grandkids. So we called ourselves Billy's Boys.
Yeah.
So that's where we get our name from. But, it all started in all we wanted to do originally was really to honor our grandfather. Our grandfather did it for years. It was nowhere, it was at a time there was no social media. He didn't have a name. He was just a watermelon man that set up on Sutherland and USAN on the corner of his streets, So, we have turned it into something a little more, I guess, you could say commercial. But at the end of the day, we're still very down to earth. To us, it's not a business, as much as it is just an opportunity to be in the community, give back.
Man, we do every year, man, a couple times a week. Man, we go to our local high schools, or we go to doctors' offices, judges, people who have impacted the community, and we donate melons. We do a segment, it's called You've Been Blessed by Billy Boys. And we give melons out, and our biggest thing, I believe, is giving back to the community, and honoring our grandfather at the same time. But with that, with a small token, I always laugh about it, and we always laugh about it because it's a watermelon. But you would be surprised, man, the smile or the comfort it brings somebody. Just this week, man, we probably had 3 people come, and they know people who are on hospice, and all they want is a watermelon from us. And man, me and my wife personally delivered one to a family on Sunday. But it's amazing how something so small can be that impactful. And man, these melons, man, you hear people talk about them, and
go ahead and pick one up.
Man, this is a big quarter right here. This is probably a 25 close to 30-pound melon. But
no, heavier than that.
Think so?
Yeah, it's probably close to 40, honestly.
Yeah, but man, we sell our melons for $14, and man, it's really, we know people in Louisiana, in Texas that get them, and they sell them for $18-20. But our goal and our desire is to where you've got a family, because man, our parents worked hard to put food on our table. It's 4 boys, and dad worked a couple jobs, mom worked, and they worked very hard to provide for us. But our desire is that a family can afford a melon, and share, the experience.
Yeah, we don't ever try to. It's like we said, it's all a part of the game. There are people who will gouge the prices up, but we try to stay fair.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also have to, we have to make kind of a profit, of course.
Yeah.
But we never try to gouge prices to where people can't afford it. So it's all a part of the process. And at the same time, we're helping those farmers in Louisiana, that aren't, they're not family, but they are like family to us because they've helped us sustain this little side hustle for a long time.
Yeah, it's funny, man. He says that because with our farmers, man, we've got a relationship with them. Man, we text year round. Man, we stay in touch with them, and like he said, man, they've almost come a part of our family. We stay in touch, text, happy Father's Day, happy birthday. I remember me and my wife got married, and one of the farmers, man, he texts us and congratulates us on being married. And so, man, it's cool, man, how something so small, you can reach people and different things. And but man, like I said, we enjoy it. We're not in it to get rich. A lot of people, they hear a $14 price, they're like, oh man. And if our hearts, I believe our hearts are so big, man, we would give melons away. But obviously, we're doing this to make a little profit, and I've got a wife and a baby at home, and we want to make money while we do it, while we do it, but we also want to be a blessing to people as well.
And is that something that's just, I'm not going to take it for granted, especially when people are going to hear it, but like, that desire to serve, that desire to be community oriented and locked in. How did that start? Where did that come from?
Well, to be honest, it's a lost. It is a lost thing nowadays to even just to care about your own community or like where you grew up. We grew up in Beaumont. These are our people. This is our family. And just being able to be like such a niche, minute part of people's lives. Like it's so. You'd be surprised at the relationships that we have developed, just selling melons to people. Like people who have come since the first year we sold, they've come every single year, multiple times, and they're like a little lady just got through telling us, she's like, oh, I've been waiting all summer. I've been waiting all summer just to see y'all, and it's just so important to, be a part of people's lives, and I'm not saying we're like, changing their lives or being some big part of it, but just being able to connect in this world nowadays, people don't even know how to talk to each other anymore. Everything's automated. We don't know how to treat people serve you in a restaurant, we don't tip, and I feel like we try our best to maintain like an attitude of service. Like when people come to our stand, they don't even have to get out of the car. We don't expect them to. We'll get their watermelon, we'll get their money, do the transaction. We'll load the stuff up for them.
Yeah, we have a drive up stand.
We try to make people comfortable. We're doing the hard work so other people don't have to.
And I guess that from our parents as well and our upbringing, man. We grew up in the church, grew up serving the Lord, and we just have a servant's heart. I say, myself and the rest of my three brothers, man, we're all like that. We enjoy serving people, and we count it as a privilege and an honor to serve people. And, it's tiring sometimes because, man, I tell you, all day we sit out here. We pick up melons, hop in and out of this trailer, grab melons. But, man, we just count it as joy, because it's really a great honor, a privilege, like I said, something so small, putting a smile on somebody's face or, to where they can be like, man, we know those guys. And it's funny throughout the year, we'll be in the grocery store or whatever, and people be like, man, it's the watermelon guy. So it's funny, man. But like you said, man, building the relationships and serving people, man, that's what we look for. Yes, sir.
Man, okay. And so, you touched basically how you got connected with the farmers.
Yeah.
This trip was inspired by Black farmers, the legacy of Black farmers, and a lot of what comes with that is the disenfranchisement, you know what I mean, the theft that a lot of Black farmers experience in losing their land and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sugartown is predominantly all white farmers, correct?
Yeah.
It's all white.
Yes.
All white farmers. Has that ever crossed your mind or you thought about kind of seeking Black farmers, even though I know Sugartown's a specialty, you know what I mean? But like, for lack of better words, you can structure your answer however you want. But how does it feel doing business with white? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, have you thought about that in regards to like another legacy?
Yeah, man. I'll go first, but people we deal with, man, they've been nothing but loving to us. White, Black, whatever, and like you said, everybody out there is pretty white town, but man, they haven't showed us the tad bit of racism or mistreating us or anything. They treat us with love. There's a lady out there, she's this particular lady, she's out there every day with this one farmer, her and her brother, they do it together. But man, she's a Christian lady, but every time she sees us, man, she'll give us a big old hug and different things like that. And there's also a Hispanic farmer out there that we deal with. And so, we would like to seek after and see if there would be a Black farmer in the area. I doubt we would find one.
No, not in that area for sure.
Like I said, with everybody that we've dealt with and we buy from, man, they've been nothing but gracious and kind to us.
Mm-hmm.
And but you can
But I don't really. We weren't necessarily raised that way in a lot of ways. We've from experience. We grew up going to a predominantly white church. We've always been. We went to a predominantly white school as well. But we've always been taught that there is, and we've had to be careful about the difference. Of course, black people call it the talk. We've had the talk. We've experienced the, hey son, you're black, they're not, and you have to act a different way than they do. You have to behave better than they do. You got to do better than they do. But when you're dealing with something like this, those people in a lot of ways are so much like us. All they're doing is working hard. All they're trying to do is work hard, make a living. The guy we deal with, his dad was a farmer. His dad's probably 90 something years old, but every time we go out to the field, his dad's sitting out there in a chair, and he's talking to us, laughing with us. So he has his own legacy to uphold, and we just see that as, it's almost like a camaraderie in ways, and I think that's the way we kind of can get past all that, the racial barriers and all that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, we're all working hard. Everybody's working hard. We can't do what we're doing without that white guy in Louisiana. Yeah. But he can't do what he's doing without us coming to buy, 600 melons a week, from him, or whatever we're buying, almost 1,000 melons a week. So we are significantly, we're significant parts of each other's cycle, I guess you could say. So I think, community. So we kind of look past all that, I guess.
What would you say to, or actually, can you talk about Mr. Hughey for a moment?
Man, funny thing, man, we first started not knowing any better, man, us and Mr. Hughey, he was on Lucas. Mr. Hughey's been on Lucas for a long time. And us just being young and dumb, man, we went and parked right next to him. Because we're from the North End. We born and raised north end of town. And Lucas is right around the corner from our house. And a lot of times, man, it's hard to find places that'll let you sit up and sell. And, some people want rent, or, they don't want the traffic and all these different things. But our first year with Mr. Hughey, man, it was a little bumpy. And nothing that he said to us or did to us or anything. But, we after that year, man, we genuinely felt bad. But after that year, man, we started running into Mr. Hughey at the farm. And, man, we would sit out there and talk to him and different things. But, man, we have nothing but respect for Mr. Hughey, man, because he's been at it for a long time. And he doesn't just sell melons. He sells like okra, greens, sweet potatoes, and different things year round. That's his thing year round. But man, we want to have the reputation that Mr. Hughey has one day of, the longevity of it, of people being, man, he's been doing this for such a long time, and I know that the community knows Mr. Hughey and they respect him. Yes, sir.
And the stereotypes ever crossed your mind? Or have you ever thought about it?
Well, yeah, they have, but it's funny because, people talk about black folks love watermelon,
fried chicken,
fried chicken, all that kind of good stuff. But people, the stereotype, of course, is like black people love watermelon, but I think we sell more watermelon to non-black people than we sell to black people. It's kind of funny, but I don't really think, which I don't know. I didn't grow up thinking that was like a weird stereotype. All stereotypes are like not okay, but it's just like everybody loves watermelon. Mm-hmm. I don't think we sell to all kinds of people. We sell to black, whites, Asians, Hispanics, all kinds of people come just to get melons. And we're not selling anything else. That's all we're selling. So I would say that across the board, it's a multicultural fruit. Yeah. It's free for everybody.
Okay. Do you guys, when you think about vision, right? What kind of vision do you have for what you're doing now,
Man.
or whatever?
Man, I'm a dreamer.
Yeah, he a dreamer.
Knows, man. I'm a dreamer, man. I dream all day. Like I said, man, I'm in construction, you know, and I'm always looking at the next thing. You know, what can be profitable? What can I make money with? Sometimes that can be a bad thing, and it can be a good thing. But as far as with these melons, man, I really have a desire and a dream one day to own a farmer's market. You know, our produce store, you know, something small, not like an HEB or anything like that, but something small like the size of a gas station. You know, to where we can have fresh vegetables and fruit and different things like that. Because again, man, I love people. You know, I love being around people. And you know, if I'm able to retire one day, you know, that would be my dream. You know, that would be my dream. Yeah. And I don't know if that's his dream, but I drag him with me though.
No, I mean, we definitely have talked about you know, getting different produce to sell. We've thought about doing tomatoes. I've actually thought I really would like to sell like sweet potatoes as well. You know, those are all common things in this area that would sell well.
Okra.
Sweet potatoes, okra. People buy greens a lot.
Yeah.
So I've definitely thought about, you know, selling other things. But right now, I mean, we move melons like nobody's business. You know, we're
right here behind us. We've got a trailer with about close to 400 melons.
Yeah, almost 400 watermelon.
We'll probably sell. Shoot, in
a day and a half, just about.
You know, and
so we'll go through two of these trailers in a week for sure.
Oh yeah.
You know, in a week, but the goal is to never run out. Yeah.
You know, and we've got, you know, you talk about our dream or, you know, our vision. You know, we've got nieces and nephews. I've got kids.
Mm-hmm.
He plans on having kids one day. You know, I've got a wife. We've got brothers, but, you know, the plan is just keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, keep it going. You know, you see people talk about generational wealth, and generational wealth not necessarily being in the black community. I'm not saying that our family will get rich off of melons, but to be able to have something and be like, man, the Bluids do that. That's what the Bluids family does. And to carry this tradition for, you know, another 20, 30 years, man, I believe we will be proud of that. We'd be proud of that, yeah.
And what has been some of the biggest learning curves? Aside from setting up.
I think the biggest curve we've had to deal with has been transportation.
Yeah.
We've had some trailer accidents. We've had some broken axles on trailers. I mean, tires going flat in the field. We've had to be pulled out by tractors. All kinds of stuff can go wrong when you're transporting this amount, this weight. It's really about the weight, you know. I mean, when you take a melon, most of these watermelons average around 35 to 40 pounds. So you take that, I'm not going to do the math because I suck at math, but you multiply that by 350 or 400 even, you know, you're getting into thousands of pounds, you know, of produce that you're taking on the road. And we've had to really, that's why we got this big old trailer back here.
This is a dump trailer.
Yeah, it's a dump trailer. It's not even ideal for what we're doing.
But it's got 16K axles.
Mm-hmm.
And we use it for our construction company, and it can haul anything. You know, it can haul a tractor, dozer, you know, and we've got a big truck that we pull it with. But a couple years ago, we were going with 2 trucks and a trailer. Mm-hmm. 2 trucks and 2 trailers. And we would get like 200 on one truck, 200 on the other. And shoot, when I bought this, my dad actually had the idea last year, and we thought it was going to be a bad idea. I thought it was to use this. And he was like, man, you ought to think about using that and hauling the melons. And so we did, and we see that we're able to bring in more money with more melons with less wear and tear, you know, on 2 trucks, and we're just putting the wear and tear and the mileage on 1 truck.
Yeah.
So, you know, it took time to get it because, you know, trailers aren't cheap, but I think the ultimate goal that I see us doing is probably coming out here with like a flatbed trailer with some side, maybe 25 feet long, 16,000 pound axles, but sure you could get 400 melons on it. But we're still learning. We're young. We don't plan on going anywhere. We don't plan on stopping. But we plan on, our goal is every year, what can we do better? After every year, we try to sit down and evaluate, whether it be not selling enough, not moving them fast enough. We just try to evaluate and, critique ourselves on, what can we do better next year.
I like the diversity in which you use it as a tool, like the fact that you're in the high schools. Football team, hydration.
Yeah.
Like, you're not drinking water, but you can eat a melon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, stuff like that is just...
yeah, man, every year, man, Andrew goes to our local high schools, man, and he'll drop melons off there, and, we'll drop 8 off there and let the guys eat on them and different things. And, we, like we said in the beginning, man, we believe in giving back. And we play sports, and we know how important hydration is, and getting liquids back into your body. And, watermelon's good for you. It's healthy.
Yeah.
It's water, and you get that back inside of you. It fills you. And, man, you'll be surprised. We have a lot of companies that'll come and buy in bulk from us for their guys. Guys, whether it be construction, guys who are out in the sun all day, every day, I mean, they'll come buy 10 from us a week for their crew. So it is, it's very diverse.
Yes.
Some people, they eat it for a sweet treat, and some people eat it, man,
for a diet. We had a guy that will come and he buys them when he'll do like a vegan cleanse, and he says one of his favorite things to do is just to eat watermelon during that time, and that's just what he eats. He comes, buys 2 or 3, and it'll last him a couple of weeks, and that's all he eats for his little, he calls it a detox, but so people use it for different health reasons. It ain't good, it's not good for sugar, so they shouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
They could be eating something a lot worse, but it's a good alternative for, something sweet for sure, but
and man, we've probably, I hate to say this, it's impossible to hurt like the HEBs and the Walmarts of the world, but I think and I hate to say this because like Mr. Ed's been doing it for a long time, and there's probably another guy in the town's been doing it just as long as Mr. Ed, but we really made it a trendy thing. We made it to where, man, everybody wants to do it now. But I believe that by everybody selling melons, man, it's kind of maybe hurt the watermelon market for the summer for, stores like that, because, man, we have people that are like, man, when y'all have melons, I'm not going to buy melons from HEB. It just doesn't make sense. But, yeah, man,
And that's tight, too, because if I buy a melon from you, I can gas it up.
Yeah.
So you
very personable,
I got going on,
Yeah.
so. Being in Cali, we're the nation's salad basket. You know what I mean? Like, Northern California, we grow everything.
Yeah.
Year round. So it's like, we take it for granted. You know what I mean? Like, we can get melons not necessarily year round, but they can last year round.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. But here it's like, it warms up, June hits, melon time.
Yeah.
September is gone.
Yeah.
Wish you would have enjoyed it. So that's tight. Man, so we've been talking the whole time. Yeah, you got your sisters, your cousins.
Yeah. They're like our little sisters.
What they doing behind you? Because they getting it in.
They keeping the business flowing.
Yeah. Loads of melons, man.
So how many of them? How many of y'all is it collectively?
Oh man, we've got it depends on the day, man.
Yeah,
sometimes it'll be just us.
So us, we're like the figureheads, I guess you could say. So it's us and our dads. Our dad's a big part. Come here, girls. Our dad's a big part. He helps us a lot with, just figuring things out, communicating. These girls will help us a lot. They help us with money and doing transactions. Like you saw them, they were loading up melons. His wife will help us a lot.
My wife's a nurse.
She's a nurse, but she comes out and helps. Our mother will actually come out and help as well, and we've had, over the years, we've had cousins helping, and We've had some church friends helping. We actually had a gentleman, he just passed this past year. He helped us a lot with driving back and forth. So, you know, me and him would go, you know, we would drive, take the trip, bring the melons back while he stayed and, you know, ran the stand. So over the years, we've had a lot of help, you know, and I don't think we'd be able to do it as big as we do it without, you know, people helping us for sure. But yeah, we got some good helpers.
All right. Man. Anything else you can think about or want to say? Shout anybody out?
Man,
Throw up the set. It's all good.
like I said earlier, I'm gonna say this. I think it's funny because, man, we really started a trend in the city, and man, you would be surprised how many people try to find out where we get these melons.
And we ain't telling you.
Yeah, I'm taking it to the grave. We're taking it to the grave.
Look,
Man.
it's not that hard to figure out.
Y'all got the plug.
We got the plug.
But anybody can find the plug. They're not gonna find the plug on our effort.
They not gonna get it from me.
Yeah.
but no, you know, it's all in fun.
Yeah.
There's a couple of guys who come every year and they're like, man, you know, I went out to Sugartown and I couldn't find nobody. Who do you talk to?
And we're like, shoot, man, go to Jeff. Man, Jeff didn't even exist, man. So again, man, it's like a secret, man. It's like the Krusty Krabs with the
secret formula.
Man. It's, you know, when you got it, you got it. You don't want to share it.
And everybody want it.
I was telling we were talking the other day. I said, man, if I had to cure the cancer, I wouldn't give it to you. I would just cure everybody. You know, if you were like, man, give it to me so we can help. No, man, I can cure everybody. You just watch. You know, so
there you go.
It may be a greedy way, selfish way of thinking, but man, it's really that's how we think, man.
That's
how we feel about it. Oh yeah.
That's how you keep it going.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So at the end of the day, it's still a hustle.
Yeah.
And people could try to get on your hustle, man. That don't go down like that.
Yeah. But man, like it's fun. You know, there's other people that sell in Beaumont. You know, we try to support each other. You know, but we tell people all the time, man, if they don't come to us, man, go show Mr. Ed some love. You know,
yeah.
Mr. Ed's been good to us, been kind to us.
Yeah, and we're not trying to have a melon monopoly.
No.
You know, it's not like that. You know, it's all love.
Yeah.
We don't have any negative things to say about any other farmers or any other sellers out here. You know, you can find sellers from here to Louisiana.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to. You know, if you're willing to drive and find them. Yeah. But you know, like we said, we have something special here in Beaumont. You know, I think we probably have one of the most solid groups of people that come to see us, you know, regularly, I would say, you know, and that's a good thing.